115 juniors in the IB diploma program.
How many of those students have dropped the diploma this year?
Well, we started off the year with 132 diploma candidates. We had about 20 students drop from the beginning of the year until now. Most of them were at the beginning of the year.
I made that decision because at the time it seemed like it was the right decision because I'm not going to do any IB, so I'm thinking I can just take the honors later on.
Why did you decide to not take any IB classes in the future?
It seems from what I've heard that it's a lot more work and it might not be as worth it. It was too challenging for my schedule, and some of the classes I didn't think I would excel in, and I would like to have a life instead of spending my last years of high school concerned with CAS hours and TOK and nonsense like that.
Do IB classes affect your participation in sports?
A little bit. Our gymnastics schedule was focused mainly in the evening, so I could do most of my homework before I had to go to practice. So I think with other sports it would affect it more, but with gymnastics it didn't.
How has taking honors classes affected your ability to go to softball practice?
Well, I still have to go to softball practice because you have a commitment to go. But then when I got home, I had really little time to do my homework and stuff, and it was really hard for me to finish early enough. So I had a lot of late nights trying to finish my homework.
What is the main reason you find that students drop the diploma?
There are two main reasons. One of them, and the biggest one, tends to be coursework. The next big one is the outside stuff. It's the CAS and sometimes the extended essay. Those can seem pretty daunting. They are pretty daunting. And although students are happy to do the coursework, the extra time stuff outside of school just isn't their number one priority.
How has dropping the IB diploma impacted you?
I feel like I have a lot more freedom in the classes I can take, and it's a big weight off my shoulders.
Why did you decide to drop the IB diploma?
Because Chinese is hard. It's so hard, and so you need 4 years to
I
land
dropped
it,
the
5
IB diploma
years.
because I didn't have enough free time. I wanted to get a job, and I also played volleyball, and I had to quit playing lacrosse because I didn't have enough time with schoolwork, and I wanted to be able to do more extracurricular activities. I think IB has restricted my ability to do extracurricular activities because it takes up a lot of my free time. I played lacrosse for 2 years, but I wasn't able to this year because I didn't have enough free time to take on lacrosse because it takes up a lot of your time.
I decided to do the IB diploma just because of peer pressure, sort of, because all the people I know have been all the people I know do the diploma, and I felt like if I wasn't going to do it, that made me dumb and incompetent. So I just wanted to kind of prove that I'm not dumb.
Do you feel that doing the IB diploma has been a harder challenge than you expected?
Yeah, I thought it would be more work, useful work, but I feel like a lot of it's just busy work. I got invited to take IB art at the beginning of this year, so I wouldn't otherwise be able to because I didn't have an IB elective.
Mostly I decided because my parents told me that I should be doing the IB diploma, but also I wanted to take on a rigorous academic.
Why do you think people have dropped the diploma?
I think people have dropped the diploma because they were not able to handle the academic rigor of IB, and they never realized how hard it would be until they actually got to the courses.
How are IB exams?
I only took one exam this year, but it's a lot of pressure because you're in a room filled with a bunch of students who are really nervous and who are trying to realize that this could definitely affect their IB certificate or IB diploma, and it's really tense environment, and people are really nervous at the time and they don't really know how to handle their stress.
Did IB classes affect your admissions to colleges?
Well, the weight did help my GPA, but overall, it didn't get me ready for colleges, I guess, but it did help somehow.
IB programs changed since you were in high school?
It's a lot more consistent between the groups, the departments. A lot of the language and a lot of the ideas you're assessed for in IB English, for example, you crop up in IB history. The sciences are a lot more consistent. When I was an IB student, it seemed to be that there was an IB science program that only did science, and then the rubrics and the assessment and the language in IB history were completely different. And the only place where you saw overlap between them was in TOK. And that's changed now. Now TOK is a big way where you see overlap across disciplines, but now a lot more of it is built into and expected in the actual content areas. And one of the changes that's coming up is IB is going to start, when it reviews schools, they do their 5-year IB status review. They're going to start looking at the syllabi and course outlines to see where the ideas from the IB learner profile show up in the classes. So it's not just that you hear about being knowledgeable and inquiry-minded and risk-taking and blah, 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 just from me and in TOK class. They're going to be looking for you to hear those ideas in history and physics and math and so on. And I think that's an even better progression that is coming our way.